Hey everyone, today we're going to practice place value up to the 100 millions place. When I look at my place value chart, I like to think of it as being broken down into different houses. And each house has the three same people in it. And those people would be the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. And that would be their first names, ones, tens, and hundreds. So here's my first house, and they only go by their first names. So they are ones, tens, and hundreds. My second house, they go by its first name and last name. So we've got 1,000s, 10,000s, and 100,000s. And you might be thinking they have the same first name as our first house, and that is correct. Those first names don't change. They always stay the same. It's just the last name that changes. And again, for our second house, the last name is thousands. Our third house also goes by their first and last names. Again, the first names stay the same, 1, 10, and 100, just the last name changes. And the last name for our third house is millions. We have 1 millions, 10 millions, and 100 millions. We put all of our houses together. They would look like this, and you would add your commas in between them. Let's do a little practice. We're going to start with standard form. And I want to know what the value of each digit is. When you think of standard form, I want you to think about the regular way that you would write a number with digits and sometimes by adding your commas. When you're trying to find the value of a number, you're trying to find what it is worth. First, think about what place value it's in. For example, I gave you this number up at the top. If I'm trying to find the value of 9, then 613,028,975, then I'm trying to find out what the 9 is worth. So I can plug my whole numbers into my place value chart, which I've done for us here. Remember, we always start on the right and work our way to the left. I can see that the 9 is in the hundreds place here. So that tells me that the value is 900. Now let's practice with expanded form. Expanded form is just taking each of the digits' value and adding them all together to get our actual number. So we're doing exactly what it says. We are expanding the digits. So the 9 is in the 100 millions place. So that means I have to have this say 900 millions. And I'm going to add it to 30 million because my 3 here is in the 10 millions place. I would keep doing this for each digit, and when I added them all up, I would get my number here. Lastly, we have word form, and that just means you're writing a number with words, exactly how you would read that number aloud. So for example, I have the number 938,012,324. Now, writing the entire number out can sometimes be tough. So a strategy that you might want to use is uncovering one house at a time. So I know when I read my number, I have to start on the left here. I have to start by this 9. So you might want to start by covering up your 2 houses. What is this number? 938. And I know since it's in the third house that its last name is millions. So I could write 938 million down here. I'm going to do the same thing with my next house. What is this number? it's 12. And I know since it's in my second house that its last name is Thousand. So I'm going to write that here, 12,000. And lastly, I've got my first house. And remember, that house does not have a last name. So it just stays 324. That's just a strategy that you could use for word form. I know that was a lot of work today, guys, but you all did a really great job.